Man, y'all, we just cannot shake this fog. But good morning. Well, it is Friday morning now. And, you know, we finished that pin-off job that we did for the sheep on the last video. And I'm cutting off this part of the pasture here for the woodlot. And I don't know about you guys. Well, I know about a lot of you guys because you left comments on the last video about your weather. Thank you for doing that. A lot of you guys are hot and bothered, boy. And then, of course, we got all the people in California with the fires and stuff. So, you know, that's one thing you have to think about when you guys are looking for places to build your homestead and, you know, to set up this life is, you know, what are the risks in the area? This isn't really what this video is about, but it is a great subject matter, okay? One of the reasons why I left California like 30 years ago, maybe it was a little, yeah, about 30 years ago, maybe a little more, was because, A, the politics, but the wildfires and the earthquakes and the cost of living, you know, all that stuff contributed to it. And then, so we packed up and moved to the Midwest. And I'll be honest with you, that was the best decision I ever made. So when you guys are actually out there looking for your place, you know, your place you want to set up a homestead, and you're checking out rules and regulations, another thing to consider is cost of living, where you're going to, and, you know, just a little information like that could really go a long way, okay? Now, there's actually a tool to take these staples out. I have it. It's a really nice set of pliers. I did a video about it a couple years ago. You guys didn't want to watch it then, but I'll bet you watch it now because it's really a handy dandy set of pliers. But I have everything's kind of messed up right now. Okay, I have the project going on down at the learning center, right, which I'm almost done with. I'll be giving you guys some updates soon. And my shop, where I'm building the woodlot shop, is a big mess. So my tools are kind of scattered about. And I didn't want to waste a bunch of time trying to hunt down my pliers. So I'm going in old school Hoosier style with the pliers I showed you yesterday or the last video and a flathead screwdriver. Which is not really, I know because you guys are looking at me and you're going, man, they make a tool for that. And I actually have one. But because I'm unorganized right now, I have to pay the price. All right, so let's get on with what we're doing here. All that to say, all right, so this is the top part of the pasture. You guys saw I was sectioning this off on the last video for the woodlot, okay? Now what we did when we built this, I built this with Noah, my Amish friend, is on this line here, I always had it in mind that I would pin them up here some way, and then I would use this right here as a makeshift gate, you know, that I made out of an old rusty cattle panel. And I would be able to corral them up here and then feed them through this chute, and then I would back a trailer and stuff up right here, because when I open that gate to the front of the property here, I create another wall over there. So basically I created a chute right here, and I have only used it probably one time in the 10 years that we've been here. So that's another thing you want to think about when you guys are setting up your fences and your paddocks out here on your homesteads, is you have to think of ways that you can pin them up in a tight area so you can load them on the trailer. Because that's one of the tricks that a lot of people have trouble with. You know, starting this lifestyle is wrangling and getting the livestock to go where you want them to. Okay, see how I did that? It's a nice little fence, guys. This is a great, super cheap gate idea. It's just a piece of old cattle panel, and I just took these staples, see that? And then you just hit them in here on this bar here, and then it just creates a nice little gate. So if you guys need a nice little cheap gate around your property, this video really wasn't about that, but I just totally hooked you up, okay? And this thing worked phenomenal. I could pin it back there, pin it up here. So that's what this was. That's why it looks weird right here, because normally you would have a corner post and a brace post, and then that would tighten up your fence. And just the way we did it. But like I said, it did work out good. I used it one time, but I want to just put that in your memory banks right now. If you guys are just developing your fence lines, you want a way that you can corral your livestock whenever you want to transport them on trailers and stuff, okay? Because you can't go out just free willy-nilly trying to round up your livestock and get them in a trailer. There's a method to the madness. And I've seen some folks, they start feeding the animals on the trailer. So if you have some pigs or some cows or something, you would just start feeding them in the trailer. They would come in the trailer for a couple days before you're ready to move them, and then they would get used to the trailer, and then you would throw the food in there the day you're on the move, and they would walk right in there, and you would shut the door, and you would look like a genius. Alrighty. Let me get these out of here, and then we'll move down the line. And I want to show you this tool that you've probably never seen or heard of. Maybe you have. But one thing is for sure, if you're going in for this lifestyle, or if you're in here already, you're going to need it sooner or later. And it works like a dream. But I'll show you here in a second. Let me just get these pins out of here. Shame on me for not having my tools put away proper. It's probably one of my biggest, pieces of kryptonite in my armor. Sometimes I'm just not that good at putting my tools back. So that's one thing I'm really going to be working hard on with this new shop going in up here and all the tools we got flying around. Is I'm going to be really a lot more diligent on putting my stuff away. Come on, guys, leave a comment down below if that's one of your weak spots. Some guys are super hardcore about their tools, and then some guys are kind of on the medium like me, and then some guys are just like, yeah, whatever. All right, we only got a couple more to go. Now, I've mentioned it before on another video, and I like to mention it whenever I'm doing this kind of stuff, but if you're working with any of this metal or any stuff like that, you want to make sure that you're not leaving anything. If you're snipping wire or you're pulling out these steeples, do not leave anything on the ground out here around your livestock, okay? Make sure you're keeping it tidy, because if they swallow some of this stuff, you could really be in bad shape with your livestock, and you don't want that. See, and the other penalty of not putting your tools away is it's going to take longer, right? When you don't have the right tools to do the job, you'll get the job done, but it's just going to take you longer. So I'm really going to work on that. You guys are going to hold me accountable this year, 2021. The year of the good tool habit. All right. Got the gate off, so that's nice. And now we'll work on, actually I'm going to leave this. I was going to undo this and work that way, but I'm going to leave this because it's secure. And then I'm going to work my way down the line that way. And then I'm going to show you the tool, and then it'll all be put together when you see it. Sometimes I'll give you guys a little fence stuff too while I'm here. You guys will see, like when you look down fence lines, if they use metal T-posts, you'll see like every 5 posts is a wood post, okay? And I don't know if you've ever wondered, why is that? Why is there 5 metal posts and then a wood post, and then 5 metal posts and then a wood post, and 5 metal posts and a wood post? Why do they do that? The reason why we do that is because these the posts here, the wooden posts, are set in concrete, okay? And what happens every year is the ground freezes and thaws, freezes and thaws, freezes and thaws. And that movement starts working those T-posts up out of the ground. So if you guys are using T-posts around your place, you're gonna wanna go around your property line and your fence lines every once in a while. You'll probably need that T-post driver that I showed you in the last video, and you'll want to bang your T-post down because they do work up out of the ground a little bit, okay? The reason why we have the wood posts every 5 posts is because we set this in concrete. Okay, so you set this in concrete, it's staying permanent, it's down below the frost line, and this right here is anchoring in your fence. You guys didn't even know that, huh? Some of you did. So that's what's up. So every 5 T-posts, metal T-posts, you put in a wood post, you put it in concrete, you put it below the frost line, and it's gonna help keep that fence, this fence, down, and it'll help keep those T-posts from popping up, popping up, popping up. Okay, so there's another little tip. If you guys don't click off this video and just keep watching, you're gonna get a lot of good tips, even outside of the cool tool I'm gonna show you. That's why you can't, yeah. The guineas know that you cannot miss a video around here. Even if you look at it and you say, oh, I don't really like that, I'm not really into that. You should watch it because I always have some kind of information inside of these videos that you just might find valuable. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit the button, get notifications, and don't miss a single video. And besides that, when I tell you guys what's I have to finish this up today. I'm working on something so big for you guys, okay? So big. Well, it's for us too. It's a celebration, but it's so big. This might make national news, guys. Some off-grid guy is going to do something. It's going to be so huge. I'm so just tickled and excited about it. So you guys just stay tuned. Seriously, hit that subscribe button. I'm not kidding around. I'm going to wrap that this project that I'm working on. I should be able to wrap it up in the next couple days, and then we're going to be announcing it. And I'm just telling you, don't miss a video. Don't miss a video. All right, so now you know why there's wood posts in the ground every 5 metal T-posts. Boy, those guineas got something to say, don't they? Good morning, guineas. Good morning, good morning. The farmer's watchdog. They really do it. They really do a good job watching over the farm. Now I just have to go around to all the T-posts here and take off the hey, they're going to be complaining on the video about you guys. Hey, they're going to be complaining about you guys. No. No, they don't like it. They don't, no. Some of them like it. Some of them don't like it. Come on now. Go on. Jeez-o. I've seen him chase off a dog. We had a dog, a stray, right? Just a runner around the neighborhood here. And it came into the property here, all across the pasture, and got almost right up to the paddock or area where we keep our chickens there by the house. And they all saw him coming, and they started squawking like that and moving towards him. And we were watching the whole thing. We were in the outdoor kitchen. And the dog looked at him and stuff, and they just kept pressing and pressing and moving towards him. And they were loud, loud, loud. And he turned around, had his tail down, and boom, he was gone. That's me and Stacy. We were like, wow. I mean, we'd seen it then for sure, like with our own eyes. It definitely works. Now, I'm not saying they're going to scare away every dog or anything, but they're a deterrent. That's for sure. I mean, they almost can get me to go back in the house. Make sure you don't leave any of that stuff behind now. Nothing behind. You guys having a good morning? I don't know what it is lately. They never really did it before, but they're coming up to the end of the street here, end of our driveway, and they're walking out in the front, basically by the road there. And I just imagine like the neighbors driving by, and you know, a lot of people never saw guineas before, and they would just see those things and just think, what the? because we're in Missouri, USA, and the guinea is native of Africa. So it's just kind of funny. Be around these old country folks, you know, and they're driving down the street. You'll see them, they'll stop, and there's like a pack of like 7 or 8, maybe 10 of them right out by the road there, and they'll just stop, and you'll see them just kind of looking down, going real slow. We don't get many cars by here, but the ones that we do, that's what's been happening so far. I know you want to see the tool and the thumbnail and the title of the video. I'm getting there, but I have to do all this prep work first, and we have to talk about it because I want to give you these tips, but I'm not going to do the whole, I'm not going to take apart every T-post with you, but I just wanted to show you how at least a couple of them went. All right. That's good. You'll get some good fence tips on the video. I wasn't really doing videos when we were doing a lot of fencing around here. I think I have a couple of fencing videos if you guys are interested. Moving right on down the line. This is probably going to take the most time right here, is unraveling all these clamps. And Rambo's right here at the fence now watching me. He kind of hollered at me a little bit. He might not be liking the new pasture setup, but he'll get used to it. And pretty soon I'll be switching them over to the big pastures. I have 3 pastures over there that they rotate around on during the winter time, and then I leave them over there during the winter time because that's where I feed them, and the water system is the gravity fed water system. And so to keep it from freezing, it's in the ground and it goes to that hydrant over there. So in the winter time I move the sheep over to the other pasture, because that's the only place I'll have water that doesn't freeze. Those IBC totes, those white square box totes you see around with the water in them, like I showed you on the sheep house, and collects rain for us, we don't use those in the winter time. They'll freeze up and bust on you. So in our area, if you're more southern Missouri, you know, or if you're in a different climate, you could use them all year round. But for us, they don't freeze and bust the plastic. It's always the ball valve. So you'll just, you know, lose your container at the ball valve, and then all your water will come out anyways. We've gotten them to where they are pretty thick with ice, but I've never had one just totally freeze over. All right. Like I say, this is the longest part. I'm gonna get these last couple done here. I'm gonna go show you the tool now. Yeah, Rambo's still hollering. All right, let me get these last couple done. I'll fade this out right here, and I'll have the tool in my hand. You ready? Go. And see how that works? It's the magic of editing. All right, so here is the tool that you probably never even saw or knew what it was. And I'm going to show you right now, and it's the tool that you're going to want to get for the homestead. If you're going to live this lifestyle, you're going to need a T-post puller, okay? T-post puller, you set it here behind the T-post. You lower down this arm here. This little U here gets caught up on the nibs of the T-post, and then you just pull that baby right out of the ground. Look at that. Man, even Stacy could do it. It just works real good, uses that centrifugal force. All that stuff you learned in math that you thought was useless, somebody used it to make a T-post puller. Got one little clamp down here I couldn't get to because of the way the ground swells up. So one thing you want to do, and I did it on this fence, but this just shows you how extreme it can be, is you want to leave a little gap. Not much, but a little gap on the bottom of these fences, these type of woven wire fences. You get them for horses, and we did them for alpacas and sheep. You know what I mean? It's called woven wire, okay? And I did a really good video. It was really snowy out that day, and it was a while ago, but I did a good video about the different types of fences you guys can get on the homestead. And there you go. But you just want to keep that off the ground a little bit, because it'll, you know, after a while it'll start to rust and get compromised. And if you lose the top strand or the bottom strand, you're in bad business. If you can, you know, you can get this stuff put back together. If you lose that other stuff, it's a lot harder to get put back together. You can do it, but you're gonna have to really stretch the fence, and it's gonna be a big pain. I don't know why this last one's giving me such a hard time here. I guess that's because that's how it is, and it's got all this dirt around it. All right, mission accomplished. Easy-o. Yeah, you see how it's sticking in the ground like that? Oh, don't you go falling over on me now. But, so you can see how that is. That ground just kind of humps up along there, and plus if you get a mole or a vole in there, they like to work the fence line. They'll push the dirt right up on there. So it's just kind of one of the things you want to keep a little bit of conscious about. I mean, you're not going to make it 100%, and I don't suggest you going along your fence lines with a shovel or anything, but just something to be mindful of when you first set them, so they're out of the ground a little bit, so you don't, you know, cause yourself problems, you know, just because. All right, won't need that bucket anymore. There's one T-post down. So we'll keep all the T-posts. You always keep your T-posts. I'll roll that fence up real nice, and that'll make a nice little fence if I ever need to section off something. Let me show you a few more of these T-post deals and how this works, because it's pretty neat. You just put the T-post puller right behind the T-post. You take this part of the T-post here, go down as low as you can go, and then you just let that catch on that thing there, that little teat, and then you just pull her on up. Man, that is so easy. It took me a while to learn about a T-post puller. There's lots of different ways you can pull them out. You can make your own T-post puller. I've seen that on YouTube. They're only like 30, 40 bucks though. T-post puller isn't going to work on the wood post, obviously, so I'll fire up the skid steer, throw a chain around those, and pull them right out of the ground. And I'll probably just cut them up and use them as firewood. That wood burns really hot, seasoned, good stuff. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Man, this is good stuff right here. Makes the job a lot easier. Sometimes the right tools will make a big difference. One of the tricks too on using this T-post puller is get it as close to the bottom of the T-post as you can. Get that thing right up on the, closer to the T-post as you can, and as low as you can, and then they'll get the maximum pull out of there. If you're too far back from the T-post, it's just not going to work that good. You almost want to keep that in a straight line. You know? The closer and tighter you get it behind the T-post, and the lower you get it, the less work you'll have to do when you're pulling it up like this, see? Nice. It's good stuff. My daughter's in the hospital right now. I haven't really told you guys a lot of this stuff, but we're getting ready to have twins. Grandbaby twins, all right? Fraternal, okay? I don't know, paternal, fraternal? Paternal, not fraternal. Paternal, it's, I don't know if you guys know this or not. This is kind of cool. I just learned this because it's in our family, right? When you have identical twins, that's like a freak of nature, okay? It's not really supposed to happen. There's lots of different reasons why it does. But it's just like a kind of a wild thing where the two embryos are sharing the same placenta, and that's why they look almost exactly alike. and they're called identical twins. So that's not really natural, okay? But when you have the paternal twins, the ones that don't look alike, that's natural, and it comes from hereditary. It's passed down from generation to generation. So we have heirloom seeds in our family. Oh man, that was a good one. Yeah, we have heirloom seeds in our family, and my daughter's about to give birth to twin baby girls. Holy guacamole. So we have the 3 grandkids up here right now, right? It's Friday morning. I'm supposed to be in Columbia, Missouri at 10:30 this morning to hang out with you guys for a while over at Bluebird Compost. And today is, what is today? It's like the 11th or 12th of September. So if you're watching this in the future, September 11th or 12th, 2020, don't go to Columbia, Missouri to the Bluebird Compost, because we won't be there. But you can go there to get the secret sauce. That's what we use in our raised beds here on the homestead. So yeah, so we have all the stuff going on, and I'm trying to keep you guys hip on what's going on around the homestead and give you all these great tips, because a lot of you guys are starting off on your journey right now. A lot of you guys have been watching our channel for a while, and now you finally saved up the money and the nerve and everything to just walk away from it all and to go live the life you love. So it's just kind of been kind of wild, but we're hanging in there and we're getting the job done. So just stay focused, you know, don't get too razzled about stuff, and just take it as it comes, and it'll be just fine. Well, here is the tool, bam, that you've probably never seen before, but you will have to get. Bam! All right, there you go. T-post puller, there's no links. I don't know, sometimes we have links and a lot of times we don't. So you guys are just gonna have to look it up. T-post puller, you can find it in any farm and home store. You know, online, Google is your friend. But if you're going to go to the homestead, you're going to need a T-post puller. Thanks for stopping by today. We really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below if you got anything you want to ask about the fencing or anything I've done in this video today. Or if you just want to say congratulations, old timer. We're going to have 5 grandkids from my daughter, our daughter, has got 5 grandkids, and my other 2 sons we don't have any grandkids from them yet. If you guys are watching, you better get going. All right, you guys have a great day. As always, thanks for coming by the homestead, and we'll see you on the next one.